There's some minority girls going up to this temple, and a monk here. This is a Tibetan monk. They follow the teachings of the Dalai Lama. And you can see the wonderful building here. This is just the entrance gate. And up here you can see wonderful paintings. That painting. And this wonderful painting over here. It's interesting looking at this building under construction here, and this wonderful painting is being done on the side of it. You can see all this building, and the artists are just working here and painting. There's another guy doing painting back there. Very, very intricate and detailed work. This guy was painting a minute ago. He must be thinking now. Here's an interesting building. They look like a shack, but look at the way the shingles are simply made out of boards. And along here are some shops. Here's a monk, looks like rather a young monk in there. In that store, I wanted to buy that hat. The woman wanted 150 and I offered 75. No, I offered 50, I think, and she didn't want to sell it. But that's quite a nice Tibetan hat. Anyway, let's go in the temple. Here's an old man. Looks quite interesting here. And his wife. And this building here. Some workmen constructing on it. And look at this fancy ceiling up here. This man has just walked past me now. Don't know exactly what that is that he's got. And the woman has walked past me. Well, those are Tibetans. There's a guy over there with his yak, and he will get paid for having pictures taken with the yak. And there's a young monk there talking into the side of the cab. And way over there is that Tibetan women again. The Tibetan man. There's a monk. Wave to me. Yes, he did. Hello. So he's just going in the monastery, and we're going to go in there in just a few minutes. Just catch some more painting here. Look at the ceiling. That's the ceiling. And some paintings down the other side. Wonderful. Look at the work around the door here. Very, very fancy. Even inside. You can see more of that fancy work. And the door. And outside here, more of the fancy work around the ceiling. Very, very nice. Well, here we're walking into this temple, and this is different than the other temples that we've been in. This is like a real community. There's a little boy standing there. Here are some people trying on costumes, not really authentic. And you can see the construction down this temple here, and up the hill. This is really quite a large temple, as temples go. Another view of this. And the living quarters of the monks. I just saw a monk up on that veranda there. Monks have to lead a productive life. So here's a couple of monks here. This guy looks like he's got a book to study in his hand. There are about 400 monks here, I guess. And there's a man over there that looks like he's doing some physical labor. Some of these monks look very young. The leader of Tibetan religion is a Dalai Lama. And they choose the new leader from a young baby, and the baby that's been chosen is an American baby, and he's been moved to Tibet so he could learn all about the requirements and so on, to train to be the Dalai Lama, the next Dalai Lama. Here's inside one of the monasteries here. You see the fancy construction. And very, very big doors. This place is just under construction. You see all the lumber here. But look at all of this carving and so on around this door. And there are some masks up there. And looking outside, there's that monk working away. That's the common tool used by the farmers. You can see all of these statues and things around. The monk has just seen me photographing, hasn't said anything, so I guess I can do this. Well, you can see this is undergoing a great deal of reconstruction, and the monk downstairs presented me a piece of paper telling me about the monastery here and the reconstruction and all of the costs, and asked me for a donation, so I gave a couple of yuan, and in return got the piece of paper that explains about this temple. And that's where I was downstairs. Now I'm just upstairs right now, where they're doing all of this reconstruction. You can see it looks like the old roof up there, but the whole thing looks like it's being rebuilt. So I'll just go down these steps and head out here. You can see the monks lead a sort of Spartan lifestyle. Go over to this building now and see what's in there. This is the building that I've just come out of here. This is a building undergoing reconstruction. I should come up there and see? Okay, let's come up and have a look. Oh, hi, Pop. So this is like climbing a ladder here.
Their house.
This is a Lama's house. And looking out from his house, we'll see what kind of lifestyle. It looks like a rather Spartan lifestyle, doesn't it? There's a bed on boards, and here's another bed, and a fire, I guess, to keep them warm. Here's the monk, just showing us his spot. Thank you very much. And I guess this is his room. This is your room where you sleep, is it? So this is where a monk might live. And this young boy here doesn't look very, very old. Thank you very much. See ya, see ya. Well, we're just climbing these steps to this rest of this monastery, and you can see some monks over there. Some of these lamas seem very, very young. The last boy I took his picture by, that boy there, was 21, and he's been in this monastery for 4 years. That's the boy whose picture I took in the main building. So let's go over here. We can see some of the construction of these buildings, and these are quite the steps going up, but I can see some ethnic girls coming down the steps. And you can see their very, very colorful costumes. One seems to be hiding her face. Maybe she doesn't want to be photographed. Anyway. Yes, that girl didn't want to be photographed. As soon as she passed me, she took the kerchief off her face. And And look over here. This doesn't look like it's in great shape. That's the back of the temple. It's being reconstructed. Well, I've climbed up all of these steps. I've climbed up all these steps. And no, just a second. I think the boy wants to see in here. And anyway, here's a young monk here. Doesn't look much more than a 12 or 13. Hello. Hello. How are you? Well, here's our group talking to another monk and getting some information. You can see how these roofs have been placed on here. Simply sticks overlapping, held down by stones. And here are some painters here painting some of this scene, and over here are some monks doing some physical labor. I guess everything that is done around here has to be done by the monks, and here comes some more down the stairs. They look purposeful. They must be on their way to some place. Here's a much older monk coming out of his door. Maybe he's going to greet us up there. We shall see. And a painter painting some of the scenes here. But let's go in this building and see what is here. There's lots of reconstruction going on. I can see a young man there with a chisel squaring that block. And over there, another little temple. Well, apparently the door is closed to this building, this door here, because the Lamas are having lessons. You see the wonderful architecture here, all of the color, all of the hand painting that had to be done. Some of this would be very old. So I guess it's inside these doors where the lessons are being held. It's too bad that we can't get in. You see the fancy decoration around the door and the Chinese characters there, the Chinese script. I can't hear what's going on in there. I wish I could. I guess I couldn't understand it even if I did hear it. Here this monk is explaining why we can't go in there, I think. Near that door. There he goes. Maybe he's going to meditate. This is the monk I just had my picture taken with, and we're just getting his address so that I can send him the picture. So he's telling it to us, and I'm going to send him the picture. He was good enough to give me, let me get 2 pictures taken with him. Very, very nice pictures. Thank you very much. See ya. Well, here's monks coming out for their lessons. This is interesting to see them coming out like this. Yes. That's very, very interesting. Maybe they've been meditating in there. I think that door is just going to be closed. Oh. Well, that was interesting to see that. And we're still getting the address. Well, this monastery was destroyed during the Cultural Revolution, and I don't know, I guess we can go in this building right in here. I don't know what is in here. Well, this is being refurbished too. I think this is where the men came from with their lessons. And look at all of the benches in here. So this is, they're explaining something about this. And there's an interesting room in there with something in it. And so maybe these men were praying. All of these candles. Yes. Very interesting. This is a huge room. And this is the place, I guess, where these men meditate. You can see the rugs on the ground. This is a very large monastery. I think I said it was destroyed during the Cultural Revolution and is being rebuilt. Very, very fancy inside once again. Well, this is the biggest monastery I've been in. Apparently it takes most of a day to see this monastery. It's a very, very large and important one. And these monks don't seem to say anything about me photographing. Don't know what this is. But very, very impressive. Don't know what he's in such a hurry for. And that one, monk is in a hurry too. Don't know why. Well, it looks like a record player or some kind of. How are you? Here the monks like to photograph here, so we'll let them photograph. Yes. Here the monks are photographing. Yes.
革命，他是你们一群。
对对，这是我们的。
这用这呗，
这里还放得起吗？
这用啊。
There, the monks are photographing all this. This is very, very interesting. Yes.
好的。
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can photograph.
Yeah.
Yes. It's interesting. This is the Lama that I have my picture taken with him. And he's photographing. And here is another monk photographing. And he's going to photograph this. These Lamas are like some little kids. They're having a lot of fun with this. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Here, you're on. There we go. Okay. Now this is interesting. He doesn't want any photographs taken, but he doesn't seem to mind the video. That seems to be okay. So we're going out this way to some other place.
Do you want?
Well, I've just come up. I've just come up the stairs of this place where we shot all those pictures downstairs, and where we saw the monks coming out of their prayers. And this looks like quite an interesting place. I just came up those stairs there. Well, here's another room. And you can see a big Buddha here. And once again, very, very fancy decoration. I'm just going to leave this room now, and I'm going to go out to the other room. And hello. Hello. Would you like your picture taken? You like this taken? Yes. Okay. There. This is this man. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So we're just going through this other door here. And I can see another monk here, or another Buddha, again in a very, very fancy place. And again with the candles out. And this lady wants to pray. Doesn't want me to take her picture doing this. But anyway, we'll go out through all these temples again and have one last look at them. And now I'll go downstairs. This is interesting. These guys are filling up these candles with the wax again. So I guess the wax can never get out. And here is this monk explaining something to our group. And then just beyond him is another man replenishing the wax and the candles. People don't seem to mind at all the video camera here. Well, this is very interesting. I don't know whether you can see this, but this seems to be the kitchen. And it's full of smoke. the kitchen. And here comes some man in. Maybe he's the cook. I don't know. Is he the cook? Anyway, this is a very smoky sort of place. And it almost looks like a pioneer kitchen. I don't know what this guy is doing, but let's see what's in here. Oh, here's where some of the food is stored. Well, I guess the soup is on, and I guess we should maybe leave here and just look at this sort of decoration in this very, very smoky place. It's interesting that this has an open top for all of the smoke to escape out through that hole, almost like the ancient Indians. Of course, there's where a guy sleeps, right over there. That's the sleeping quarters. And some nice utensils here. Nice utensils. So that's interesting. So let's leave on that bright, warm note. It's not like your typical kitchen in your modern and clean restaurant, but I guess it keeps everybody full. And you can see it looks like they're not going to run out of wood here because that's right next door. Okay, here's another place that we're just going up here. We can't have any photos in here, but they don't seem to worry about videos. Ah, isn't that interesting? With all of this bright light coming through the translucent roof. I don't know what's down there. I think that's the place. Yes, the place we were just at. So let's go up more steps. Hello. Hello. And see what's around here. Oh, here's another kitchen. Hello. Oh, I can come right in here.
Sit down, please.
Can I sit down? Good. Well, this is very interesting.
Sit down.
Sit down. I can sit down on the bed right here. Yeah. Good. Whoops.
Where are you from?
Where am I from? I'm from Canada.
Canada.
Yes. Are you from Yunnan?
Don't know.
Are you? Or Tibet?
I don't know.
You don't know? Anyway, this is really quite interesting over here. Yes, this is really quite interesting. Oh, this is very interesting. I guess this is a drum. And I just heard the drum ring. Yes. Yes. Maybe he'll hit it again for us. There we go. See ya. He's chanting as he says this. So I guess he's praying. Look at the roof line up here. And looking out over the country, quite interesting. I don't know what all those chants are for, but it's very, very good. So there he has left that spot now, and I guess that's the end. Maybe that was a call for lunch for everybody. So here, we're going to leave this spot, and we're going to go downstairs now. I don't know what's out here. Oh, you can see, that's interesting. Those women are working just as well as the men down there in this construction. You can see that they, and this is dirty work, but look at the way that they're all dressed up. Women work just as much in construction here in China as men do. Sometimes women do very, very heavy work. Well, that is very interesting. And now it's downstairs. And these are very steep stairs. Well, there's another street in this, in some of the old buildings. I guess some of these buildings here are the buildings that were destroyed during the Cultural Revolution. And I guess we're going to go in this building and see what is here. Well, that looks interesting. I wonder what it is over there. Oh, another temple. And this looks like it's recently been painted. Very, very bright colors. So we shall go in here and see what is up. Well, here's another spot. How are you today? You speak English? Do you speak English?
会不会用英语和他交谈？会不会说英语？
Just a little bit.
英语会不会讲？能用英语跟他交谈吗？因为英语是我们不懂。
Yes. This is interesting here. This looks like another kitchen. Kitchen. Here is this girl painting this picture. And this monk is very, very interested in looking at the picture. Yes, good picture? Good picture? Yes, very nice. Well, here I'm going down the stairs, and a couple of monks are coming up the stairs. One of these is a girl. Maybe not. Maybe not. Anyway, how are you? Ni hao. Maybe he doesn't like me taking his picture. This guy wants his picture taken again. So there we go. You're on television now. TV. A TV star. Okay. I don't know, that little guy down there seems to have a monk's uniform on. So maybe those guys also are learning to be monks. Yes. Just going out the gate now, but just over here are some monks just relaxing. And so they seem to be having a little good time just laying in the sun. Anyway, let's go out of here. Well, here I'm just going to go out this gate here, and hello. And you can see the wonderful pictures here. The wonderful pictures, the stores across the road, and more of these wonderful pictures. Goodbye. Bye. Well, we're going to leave this place. All of those are dormitories for the monks. So this is quite a big place. These are Tibetan houses. You can tell with the flags on the roof. All Tibetan houses have that on the roof, apparently. Here are some ethnic ladies. This certainly gives you a flavor of this Tibetan community. Well, we're stopping in a Muslim restaurant again, lunch, and we're just checking out the meat here. This is the restaurant. So this food is generally pretty good. So there's the expert really checking out the meat there. He's our driver. And there's a rib. Whoops. There's more on the shoulder here. And then some horsehair brushes. And then the cow's head. Seems to be necessary in these Muslim restaurants. Well, here's a vegetable market up here, and you see all kinds of ethnic minorities on the way down here. Here are some ethnic minorities. These are Tibetans, and very customary for them to wear their hats, one hat on top of the other, just like that lady is doing. Their costumes are very, very colorful. And there are many, many people up here in this city of Zhongdian that are ethnic minorities. You can see all of the fresh fruit and vegetables here, which is very nice. Here are some people cooking, and over there is a minority woman. I don't know what she is. As you can see, this is quite an interesting market. All of the meat is displayed outside here. Well, this is the man that I bought this stuff from. Can I get your picture? Yes, this is the man that I bought all this stuff from. Thank you very much. And ladies, you're watching, right? Thank you. Here, I just got this guy's money belt. He wanted 170. I'm giving him 50 for it. And he's going to take it off, and he's just emptied all the money out of it. So here we go. Okay. Okay, take it off. Let's take it off. Take it off. There you go. Good. See ya. Nice belt. Thank you very much. So this is where I bought all this stuff. You can see here there's all kinds of vendors, and I bought the guy's money belt off him. I bought 2 fancy money belts, and I guess I'll be able to hang these right up on my wall. Just down here is an interesting woman. She's hiding now, but there. So much. Here's some more minority women here, and you can see there's some quite fancy costumes here. It's not unusual in this city to see minority women here working in the markets. Well, this is amazing. I bought this stuff in not more than about 15 minutes. And I think I got a real good deal on all of the stuff that I bought. Here comes a couple of foreigners here. There are lots of foreigners in the city. Hello. How are you? Anyway, I guess those people didn't speak English. Just ahead of me.
You make a cinema film?
No, I'm not. No, I'm just for my own interest here.
Yeah, I understand.
Where are you from?
I'm from Switzerland.
Switzerland. How long you been here?
Yesterday.
Can I get your pictures? I talk to you? Can I? Sure. Yeah, here's a guy from Switzerland. Just arrived here yesterday. And you're from the States? Yeah, where are you from?
From Seattle.
Seattle. Well, there you go. I'm from Toronto. Yeah. So, you guys camping around?
Yeah.
Are you camping? Yeah. And you're just making a trek around? Are you camping?
Yeah, we're camping. We go to Sichuan.
Is that right? Yeah. I'm working here. Not in this city, but in Kunming. And I work around China in different. So I come here and I work for 6 months. Then I go home to Canada, and I come back and work in another place. So I'm just up here with my university today, doing a little research on tourism up in this part of Yunnan. They have to do this for the government. So I was able to pick up all this stuff just for a song. Very, very cheap in 20 minutes. Anyway, have a good trip. Yeah, good. Good. Have a good trip. Okay, bye. Bye. I just helped me with my bag. My bag is broken. Go ahead and blow it. Oh, yeah. Trying to get a noise out of it for me. I just bought this. Maybe it doesn't work, but it looks nice. Anyway, see ya. Well, this is just amazing. I'm just back in my room now because I've just been out shopping for about 20 minutes and went down to a little market here and got all of this stuff cheap. I got a couple of these leather money belts from Tibetans, and this one, I guess it's this one right here. The guy had all his money in it, and he took it off. He wanted 170 for it, and I gave him 50. So I bought each of them for 50. Then I bought that bag over there. That's all handmade. And she wanted, what did she want for that? She wanted 70, and I got it for 50. And then this little a trumpet of some sort. She wanted 120 for that, and I think I got that for 50. This little bell here makes a nice little tingling noise. If I can find it here. So they originally wanted 50 for that, and I got it for 10. This double knife here, it's quite a nice set. The guy wanted 18 for those 2 knives going in the one case, and I gave him 15. I figured it'll look nice on the money belt hanging in the walls of the cottage. And then that silver knife there with all that fancy working. The guy wanted 30 for that, and I got it for 20. So I'm finished with that market in about 20 minutes. Now I'm going to head out and see what is at the other market. Incidentally, these are all Tibetan things. So I'm at the north part of Yunnan, and this is the first little bit of free time I've had for shopping in this trip, and we're in Zhongdian, I think now, which is about as far north as you can go in the province of Yunnan. And it's all Tibetans up here. This city is a photographer's delight. You can see that old man sitting there in his dress. And over there is another woman working away. Well, here's another little market I'm going to go into now and just see whether there's anything here. And you can see right at the head of the market are a bunch of Tibetan women. Some of them have their faces covered up with scarves and things. But let's go in and have a look. So here I'm right in the market here. And I'm going to wander just down here with my camera going, and you'll see all kinds of weird and wonderful things, along with many minority people selling their wares. These are all spices, herbs, and maybe drugs for Chinese traditional medicine. And all kinds of things down here. This market is quite a lot different than the markets in Kunming. There are different things here. Now this market so far doesn't look quite as interesting as the other market that I saw on the other side of the street with all of the minority people and so on, selling all of the different wares. But minority people are not scarce in this city. Here's a guy operating a treadle sewing machine. Here's an interesting Tibetan family down here. If these girls will get out of the way. Yes. Interesting family. And all of these wares for sale. An outside restaurant here if you want some dinner. A couple of outside restaurants. How does that look for food? Looks very good. Yes, hello. Ni hao. Your food looks very good. Yes. It's too bad I've eaten already, but it's very good. Are you shy? No, no, no. There we go. More restaurants down here. Chinese certainly eat well. Look at the little hat on this little boy here, or girl. Young girl, an ethnic girl. Hello, ni hao. Ni hao. So here's another ethnic woman coming down here. And there's a woman just past me going up. Look at the way that little girl is dressed. Very interesting sights. Yes, nobody thinks these costumes are unusual at all here. That little girl seems to be quite interested in me though, doesn't she? Well, here comes an interesting man. Just down here. You can see he's got his knife with him. His very thick glasses. Anyway, interesting. Well, that was a drugstore, and those were all the wild animal pelts and animal horns, all the medicines that might be used. You saw animal skulls there. Now this street for shopping is nothing special, but there are just millions of ethnic people walking along here all the time. So you can see seeing ethnic people is not unusual on this street. They're all the time. Here's a monk coming up the street, and how are you? Ni hao. I don't think that monk liked his picture taken, but you know, here's a little old lady in the back of her costume here. Very distinctive. Now here comes quite an interesting looking group. There's a man in the foreground here, but in the background there is quite an interesting and distinctive ethnic group. They're Tibetans. Quite often Tibetan men will wear those fedora type hats. Anyway, here comes another monk here up the street, but he passed in front of me. So there he goes. He's a Tibetan monk, probably from this big monastery in town. You see all kinds of, they're called lamas. There go a couple of young monks just up there. Everywhere you turn they're here. There's a Tibetan guy in there looking at that music, but down there in his belt you'll see his big knife. They always carry a knife. Here's a group of Mongolian women coming up here together. They were all together a minute ago, so maybe they'll just come together here. Well, there they go in the store, those Tibetan women. You can see their distinctive costumes and the colors. Colors are different, but the costume is distinct. And just as they're walking up the street, there are a couple more women walking down the street. Very distinctive costumes. So they're going to walk right through my camera. And there they go, so you can see the back of their costumes. There's a couple of girls walking up there with distinctive costumes. What's that woman got in her back? It looks like she's got a table, carrying a table down the street in her back. Those guys, I think, are just going into the market where I'm going. One guy was just adjusting his cover. Here comes another monk out of there. A woman here are a little upset that I'm taking the pictures. But anyway, we have it. Let's go up here into the market. This is sort of funny. This guy has dropped all this yellow paint all over the floor, all over the sidewalk, and a couple of guys were joking with him. They were horsing around, and here the guys are at the back laughing their heads off too. Laughing their heads off because this guy has spilled his paint right here. Here comes a different group. Haven't seen this one before. There's some people inside wearing those black tunics, but that's just a young girl wearing that costume. These women over here were the ones that, some of them were a little yelling at me before for photographing them in the market. It's interesting here. This guy just parked his watermelon bikes by the sidewalk here. Some police came along and wanted to move, and so they came on the PA and he just disappeared. There are some women walking up with their baskets full, and quite often see that with fruit baskets and vegetable baskets full, carrying on the back of people's backs, and sometimes they're so heavy they have a headband, but they carry it with their head. And here's another woman just walked past me, and she turned around to have a look at me before, just as she passed. I wish she'd turn around again. Anyway, there's some quite interesting, distinctive people here walking along the street. This is interesting. I'm just on the main street here, and there's all kinds of traffic. Here's some black pigs walking down the street. I don't know who they belong to, but up here you see animals wandering all over the place. And this mother pig has her two little babies with her. Here they are here. Two little baby pigs. I guess I don't know how they're going to find their way home, but my hotel, if I just look down the main street here, from where these pigs are, they're walking right down the main, this is the busiest part of the main street. And my hotel is that classy building right back in there, just behind those stores. I go in that gate right over there. I just been out shopping and getting a few pictures. Now I think I'm going to go back and have a look at the stuff I bought. I changed my mind. Just across from my place is this gate. I've no idea what it is, but I'm going to walk in and have a look. I don't know whether you have to pay or not. I don't know. I have no idea what this is. But it looks like there's one gate inside another. There's maybe a guy here who might stop me. I don't know. Some cars are going in, but I'm just going to keep on walking. And he said hello to me, but I didn't hear, did I? I just kept on walking, and I don't know what's in here. Well, maybe it doesn't look so interesting after all. So maybe I'll go out again. Here comes a guy. Looks like he's got some antlers in his case. Some horns. Yes, those are some, yes, cow's heads. They're quite popular here. They must be very Tibetan. Here's a few restaurants just on the main street, but up from my hotel a little bit. There's some of that dried beef. They salt it and then they hang it out to dry. It doesn't go bad and it tastes really quite good. It's a Muslim dish, so those must be Muslim restaurants. So here I'm looking down the main street of Zhongdian in northern Yunnan. The main street is not much, and there's not much else in the town. So we've stayed here 3 nights. I guess the hotel, despite the fact it's one of the better ones I've stayed in, must be cheap. I think the worst hotel we stayed in was in Lijiang, and the guy was really quite concerned about the price there. Asked me if I'd share a room with the foreign affairs guy. I said, of course. The second best room was in Delhi, and we only stayed there 1 night, but we're going back, so maybe we'll stay in the same hotel for another night or 2. Now there's an interesting sign that you might be interested in. This is issued by the Public Security Bureau of Zhongdian, the city that we're in, and this says that aliens and overseas Chinese are permitted to lodge here. And of course, you may not know that foreigners can't stay everywhere or anywhere. There are only certain places that are approved by the Public Security Bureau for foreigners to stay, and that's true here, and it's true everywhere in China. 1 night I did stay in a place where I wasn't permitted to stay, and the police came knocking on the door in the middle of the night. Now there goes 4 girls with, well, where'd the other 2 go? There were 4 girls with very colorful costumes on, and then 2 of them just disappeared. They must have gone across the street. I would like to get them coming up here. Well, I just got back from shopping here in Zhongdian, and I got a lot of bargains. I thought I'd show you a few of them. Are you ready? Ta-da! Bill has turned into a Tibetan. Here I have my horn to blow. I can blow my horn. I can ring my whistle. I even have my own soup ladle here, which I think is pretty nice. And, of course, what Tibetan would be without a money belt? A money belt with a couple of knives hanging down, because in Tibet, you really have to protect yourself. And if I have too much money, I have another money belt here that I bought from a guy. He was wearing it, and before he gave it to me, he had to take out all his money. He wanted 170 for it, but I gave him 50. Now, that's 50 yuan, of course. So 50 yuan is about $8 for this leather money pouch. Now, it's not that I'm going to use it, but it's certainly going to be nice to hang on the wall of the cottage, along with this other garb, and then maybe sometime I might have to go to a party. All for now. Bye. Well, where that bus is going along up there is the road to Tiger Leaping Gorge. We're just on our way back now. We're going to Delhi. Look at the scenery along here. You can see back there the mountains with the snow. I saw a couple of the Yi women with the big hats back in this little town here, but unfortunately I couldn't get the pictures. I've seen a number of these people on the drive back today, but I just haven't been able to get a good picture. You can see the scenery here is pretty. Up the hill there. You can see a farmer carrying his crop of hay or something on his back up the hill. These people must be very, very strong, because all of this is physical labor, and there's quite often steep hills to climb up, like that man is climbing up, because every spot is farmed. Look away up here, for example. You can see those spots are on the side of a mountain up there, but they're cropped. Over here somewhere, I don't know whether I can get this, find it, but there's a farmer plowing with his oxen. See if I can find that. On the side of the hill over there. Pretty hard to get them. But I've noticed that the they plow with some oxen, and you barely use a sharpened stick for the plow. It just scratches into the top of the surface. This is the Yangtze River. You can see the mountains with the snow in the background.
那里是叫人走的一个人，这几个那是，包了就这几个，多大桥那个就走在嘛。我太想说个人画一个嘞。啊，那是，他就跟你说，别的那个太结实了。
Those were Bai people. This is a little town outside Delhi somewhere. It belongs to Delhi. It's part of its administrative district.
Here we're going to go out in this lake. This lake is called West Lake, and it's Urha County, and there are some 5 Bay villages on the islands here, and I guess we're going to take these boats. That looks interesting. You can see out in the field out there some farmers planting their rice, I guess it is. The lady in the foreground here working in the water. She looks like she's planting rice. So these boat rides seem interesting. Well, we're off here, and we're just going out through this little channel into the lake, and we're in this old boat here, and you can see the man poling us along. Yes, this is hard work, but I guess the lake is not too deep if he can pole us along like that. Yes, this looks like an interesting ride. Very peaceful. We have quite a load in this boat. We have 2, 4, 6. Can I? Yeah. So there we go. That's a better picture of going out here. From time to time, I guess I can stand. Let's get a picture of this guy poling here. Yeah, she's got the boat moving now, so it doesn't look like maybe it's nearly so hard. But he knows what he's doing here. He's experienced, I can tell. And here we are in the boat. We've got 1, 2, 3. Myself is 4. This man is the vice mayor. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of us in the boat. Anyway. Here, this looks interesting. Maybe we're going to head over to that little village over there. Very peaceful.
The water is crystal clear.
Yes, the water is very clear, isn't it? So we'll just sit down here for a minute and relax. Well, we're relaxing here. Let's get a picture of this man poling. He's doing all the hard work. So this is a long bamboo pole. He's got us moving pretty good. So this lake is not very deep when he can go along that pole the way he does. There, he just gives us a steering pole. There's another boat out there. They're just relaxing. I don't know what they're doing. Just playing, maybe. And we're coming up to the shore here. Well, maybe we're just going along the shore here. I don't know what we're going to do. Oh, maybe there's a channel right in here. We'll see. Well, we're going to go under that bridge, I guess. Yes. We should duck as we go through here. And here's another boat coming through the other way. Some fishing nets.
哦，但是他们是个种地呢，就是一直在水里面。
They're coming from work.
They're coming from work. They're going home.
原来是有点，原来它因为往下压的，它就绕上。这里歪脖子树。
就在那点干。
Well, it looks like we're going to go out here. Oh, we just hit a wave, a little water came over the edge.
喜不喜欢就是那个小车子上面的，你怎么下去？
在旁边你跳下去了嘛？那天你在。
So we're just going to go through here.
跟我测一下，跟我感觉是老外。
老外
I
不怕的，
guess
有我们招呼的会。
this is more peaceful water maybe in
这
here.
个嘛，难道还招呼不会看？
These must be fishing nets, trap fish, some sort. This reminds me of when Jack and I went through the second marsh in my canoe a few years ago.
See the way.
来，给我找找。
You can hear birds here. It's very peaceful.
不是吧？来，
There's probably all kinds of wildlife
我转过来这边，嘎。
in these reeds. Fish in the waters and turtles in the waters. Probably all kinds of things and birds around. I can hear lots of birds. Maybe some are coming through in the camera here.
帮你找没找？再帮你一回嘛。你给你下去干嘛？好，
Oh, we'll just go past this fishing
这边
net.
太近了嘛，
And then we'll take a
真的这个找。
bit of a rest.
他这是转的方向，我走。
Check out where we're going next. Good. Well, I can see some people working here. It looks like a girl in a Bai outfit. And it looks like they boat to work. Just over in the fields here. You can see other people at work. There's a woman away over there working. I don't know what these people are doing here. I guess we're going to get closer to find out. Here comes another boat down this way. Here's this, yes, here's this lady here working. And here comes another lady. I guess she's, this land is, this farmland is on the island here, so these people come to work this way. We're just pulling away from that lady again.
Maybe the first skill for the farmers they have to learn is learn to row the boat.
We're very close to the weeds now. And you can see we're making pretty good haste here. Some fishing nets here. And here we're just going to come across a little channel here. You see some more people working over here in the fields. So there's a lot of marshland in this. And some interesting houses over there. Are those where people live over there? We can see the mountain scenery in the back. And I can see another little village over there. Yes, there's another man over there.
然后呢，把这个地方的文化、农业生产以及这个湖泊呢，协成为一个整体来开发。这种呢，就是说是它是一个对这个西方游客一种高品位的一个旅游区，这种定位是有发展起来。
Maybe that man there is a fisherman.
这种呢，你就是
is going to his
收，
spot.
由于它的定位高了嘛，你的收费上就要提高。 逐步呢，一个游期的开发可能是在还有呢，你这个呢，国内游客目前了嘛，国内游客那种是一直往外的，应该来说还不能来这种地方旅游。一般呢，上广是
These are quite tall weeds here.
The weeds is also very beautiful.
Yes, they are.
冬天也黄了，冬天也是一天金色。
In winter, it becomes yellow.
Does it?
Golden.
And do they harvest them for something in the wintertime? So here's another little channel that we're just going to go to. It's a nice scene over there. Yes, this is wonderful in here.
规划里边已经正门开始呢，开始这么说，我们大家也不能咋定位，比较精准，大家希望他们这个就是来搬不好去的，考虑这个区间，我也是不是按照那个好吧，还有什么比较高档的那个？哎呀，
That's wonderful. I guess we're stuck, so maybe we're going to go backwards here. Too bad we're not going to go through there. That would have been a nice view. You can see it's getting quite windy now, and the wind is really rustling through those weeds. Sometimes they make a very, very peaceful sound. It looks like we're going over here somewhere. I see a village. A Bai village back in there. I've just been told that the Bai people do have a festival on here. once a year, and the July 1st, the Chinese calendar. So look at those reeds dancing in the wind. Wonderful. Maybe you can hear the wind whistling through here too. Really quite a wind right in here. There's a fisherman over there tending his nets. A little better picture of him. Looks like he's fixing his nets. Now there's a friend following us along. He got excited a little bit and just flew off and landed. Looks like we're heading into this little channel now. Little fishing net there. Here we're just coming past somebody that's just come to work. We're going to have to watch our heads here. I guess those are the people over there. Here's another boat out here. Guy has been poling. Maybe that's a lady. Yes, that lady has a different poling style. She walks up the boat, I can see. Now she has her Bai outfit on. Many of the cultural groups wear their costumes all the time. I can see over there a couple of other boats. One's coming this way. Maybe they're both coming this way. Maybe two people are poling one boat. Yes, two people are working in one boat there. The lady's in the front. They've got quite a load, haven't they? Yes, they've got quite a load. There's a Bai village, and you can see here's this little bridge that we're going to go under. Somebody else just negotiated that bridge, so we're going to go through there now. Of course, I'm going to have to duck so I don't get my head chopped off.
你发财的水嘛？
水台的泥巴。
那就水沟的泥巴，发财的水，泥巴水不然就是泥沟的。
我们上次来的时候是要爬着才过得去，水位高啊。对。
So there we go. We're through. Well, that was a pleasant trip. And now we're back again. I wonder what's going to happen now. Well, there's the gate to the entrance of this lake, and there's the other unused boat sitting over there. Well, this was a very, very quaint way of traveling, a very peaceful, enjoyable trip. I should get those pictures of those Bai girls because I may not get another picture. You can see their costume there. Look at this lovely dinner that we have here, this banquet following this celebration, a nice boat ride. I've got the mayor right next to me here, and the dean, and all of these people. The driver, and the lady in charge of tourism. And here's my boss right here. And he's been looking after me like a panda, he says. Anyway, this is lovely. Here's an ethnic woman walking down the street. I can just see her from my hotel room. And sort of maybe see the costume, although the view is not so good here. And here goes a girl carrying her goods to market. Too bad she doesn't have a costume on. The married women have black hats. The single girls have flowered hats. There's another guy carrying his goods along the street to market. A man off to work. Here's a man with a good sized load. Here's an old Bai woman. Notice a lilt. Usually the loads are quite heavy and they have a way of bouncing that basket. There's somebody following her along. Here's an old Bai woman. Again, she's married because you can tell with the black cap. Some of the costumes are much more colorful than the Bai people here. You can see the apron on that Bai girl. She's married because of the black cap again. 87% of the population of this county are Bai. The old Bai woman going to market. Now here are a couple of women off to town. They're not dressed in the Bai outfit. Not everybody wears the outfit. It seems to be the older rural women that have preserved the culture, and the rural people, the Bai people, would have their own language too, but many of the young people move into town and they would assimilate into the regular Chinese, speaking Chinese and wearing Western dress. There's a mother taking her child off to school. You might be interested in some street market scenes. Here's a very common sight. I just saw a couple of pack horses carrying loads of woods, but there are lots of watermelons and outdoor breakfast places. We just had breakfast just at that place right there. You see there are lots of people dressed in the ethnic wear here. There's somebody going off to work with their number one tool. They'll work at that all day in the fields. That's their plow. There's a couple of women with big loads. They both have headbands on to help them carry that load. I've noticed some women really bent over, I guess, from carrying loads like that too often for too long. Well, there's a couple of pack horses carrying loads of wood. That's another kind of pack horse. You can notice a lilt. She takes a step when the stick is swinging upwards. There's some woman maybe discussing a deal for some watermelons. Somebody else off to work. And more pack horses. All carrying loads of wood. See lots of action on this street. This is just down at the corner from my hotel. A man having breakfast there. You're likely to see anything coming through the street here. Here's a Muslim guy walking his cow right down the main street here. Not at all unusual. There's a guy going the other way. Maybe one guy's going to market and one guy's coming back. A couple of girls. There's a typical truck. You see lots of these around. And those girls again. I guess they're going to go somewhere to load up. There's another ethnic woman, and she noticed me following her. There she is there. Sometimes the people don't like to have themselves photographed. Well, you see people carrying everything. It's usually women carrying things in their back like this. But in this early morning hustle and bustle of this market, there's, I don't know whether we can catch a good look at that. But in the middle is quite an old Bai woman with the costume on. She's walking down this way. Getting ready for a day's work, I guess. Here's a very distinctive man. Look at the length of that beard. That indicates long life in China. So people, men, normally don't shave. But if they can grow a beard, they would like to be looking like this. Then they look very, very distinguished looking. And there's a woman just pushing her cart somewhere. Typical way to move things here in China, not just in this part of the China. That looks like quite a load she has there, and she has a hard time getting it started. She got to help her of course. Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to go on a boat ride. Here's this group. And this is Shibu Lake. Just looking around here. Here's our driver. Anyway, it looks like we're going to hop on that boat. So let's go. Well, here we are all on the boat. And I guess we're just waiting for the captain now. Of course, the offering of cigarettes all around. That's a very social thing to do. Well, here we're underway. I don't know where we're going to go, but we're out in Shibu Lake. This is the channel just leading out to the lake. Keep you posted on where we're going. Once I find out, I'm never told. I know this lake is just full of fish farms. I noticed that on the way in, and I noticed up here some guys seeming to work at fishing. Well, here's these guys. I guess they're fishing. Or maybe working or doing something. I don't know what they're doing. Yes, maybe they are fishing. Just taking a look around the scenery at this lake. You can see that there's grass-covered, almost mountains. Of course, the guys busy with their cell phones. Two hosts here, as soon as they got in the boat, their cell phones went. Let's look around the lake. I see lots of cultivated fields over there and some communities. So these must be some Bai people around here. I notice also over there some cultivated fields and maybe see some houses. It's hard to tell. We look like we're going over to this place right in here. We seem to be heading straight toward it. I don't know what it is. But if we do hop in there, I guess I'll find out, won't I? Well, I just asked and found out that this is a holiday hotel that somebody is developing. I don't know whether it's operating yet. I see a nice white building there. But I also see some parts under construction. Some outbuildings. There, for example, looks like maybe that might be accommodation for somebody. We have a banker with us here. Maybe the idea is maybe he's looking for investment to help develop this kind of place. Well, there's somebody at the door, so maybe we're going in. I guess what you do is you hop off this prow-fronted boat, go right up those stairs. Guess that's what we do. And I guess I'm going to have to change my tape. I see I'm getting low. Well, we've just arrived.